back with another video. I know you guys have been dying for me to put out more content on a more consistent basis. So here I am. Hey, how you doing? If you have not already, make sure that you go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can join and be a part of the family. And if you have not already, turn on your post notification bell because I told y'all I will be putting out more content as I have the time to do it now. It won't be like an every day, every week, every month type of thing, but you guys will get more content out of me as it's in me to put out, okay? So without further ado, let's get into the video. As you guys can tell by the title, we will be talking about dating. Why do I want to talk about dating? Only because I get asked so much about dating and who I'm dating and what do I do while I'm dating, or why don't I date, or what's wrong with dating, or whatever the case may be. And so I figured, since this is my channel, since this is my opinions, my thoughts, my experiences, why not share them on this channel? So with that being said, first and foremost, I don't claim to know all the answers. I don't claim to be right. I don't claim for it to be my way or the highway. So understand that everything, as a disclaimer, is just from my thoughts, my views, my perspective, my understanding of relationships as it pertains to me. I can't speak for you. I can't speak for them. And I'm not trying to speak for you or for them. I am just sharing my thoughts, my opinions, and take them if you want to, leave them if you do. If somebody else could benefit from this, share it with them. And if you benefited from this, let me know in the comment section. So anyway, first things first, I do want to say that I think number one, I think where we go wrong, and when I say we, I mean, people, humans, whoever, people that are dating, go wrong a lot of times is we don't take time, and whatever time limit you need, that's fine. But I'm just saying in general, time, I'm not saying it has to be a specific number or whatever. I'm saying that just time in general, we don't take time to really get to the root of why things are always going bad, or get to the root of why we cannot keep a person, or why people can't keep us, or get to the root of what we're really looking for, what we really desire, what we really like, get to the root of where we want to go with relationships, what we want to get out of relationships, but also what we can give to a relationship, what we can do to make the relationship better, or also as an individual, like what relationships will look like for us and what we want them to look like for us, and um being able to experience things past, being in a relationship, because I know sometimes people go from one person to the next person to the next, and they never catch a break. They never take time to heal. They never take time to figure out who they are again, because sometimes we lose ourselves in relationships. We spend so much time thinking about relationship, my man, my woman, and we forget about who we are, what we have to offer, our dreams, our goals, our ambitions. Our Sometimes people forget about their children. Sometimes people forget about their animals. Sometimes people forget about their careers and their businesses, and the things that bring them joy, the things that bring them peace, and their routines and things of that nature. Sometimes we forget about those things, not intentionally, but sometimes we just do, because we get caught up in relationship, and we forget about us. We matter individually first. And yes, I said individually first, because at the end of the day, if you're not good, you're definitely not going to be good in a relationship, because now that means that's two separate people. You got to work on you, they have to work on them, and together y'all work on each other. Like, point blank, period. And like I said, this is just my opinion. And so many people are so used to being a revolving door, to having person after person, sex with this person, sex with that person, or, date with this person, date with that person, or, whatever the case may be, that they never have time to just be by themselves and enjoy their own company for once. Figure out, how it is to be just by yourself sometimes, feeling how it is if you just had to go eat by yourself, if you had to use your own finances, if you had to use your own car, your own house, your own credit, if you had to, do for yourself your own, you know, things that you have going on, if you're the only person running that business, or if you're the only person, getting that degree, getting to those dreams, getting to that bag, what that looks like. And also, what you desire out of those things. What do you desire out of life? What do you desire from yourself before you even get to a relationship? So then when you get to that relationship, you have, the fresh slate, or the clean slate, to be able to build on what you already got, not you're building off of some things that you brought from the last relationship, or from your mom, your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, the family, and all these other things that we deal with, that we do bring into our relationships. We bring everything into our relationships because we never take the time to address those things. We never take the time to heal from those things. We never take the time to just, get it out, to vent about it, to, be able to talk to a therapist, talk to God, or write about it, or, you know, um, get into that hobby that we like, that, helps us release those things, or whatever the case may be. And so I think it's really important to not just worry so much on the next person that you're going to get with, but being prepared to be with that person. And I think if you take care of yourself, that in the process of you taking care of you, you will find that person that will be a part and play a role and be addition to, you working on you. Because at the end of the day, if you guys work separately but also work good together, then that's even better. Because if you guys work terribly by yourselves and you only work good as a team, what's going to happen when one person doesn't have it, or when one person is down, or when one person, just is tired? And you're only thinking about me, me, me. It's not just about you, and it's not just about them. But at the end of the day, you guys do have to take time for you and be okay with letting that be a healthy thing, with, making sure my mental is good, my emotional is good, my physical is good, my spiritual is good before I even enter out and try to connect with somebody else's stuff. Before I even go out there and start reaching for somebody else's stuff. And then being okay with understanding that now that you have done the necessary steps to be a better you, now you can be able to say what you want now. Now you can say what you want somebody to do for you now. How you want to be loved, and this, that, and the third. Like, now you can go forth saying all those things, and, doing what you need to do to be able to make that happen. Versus trying to do that from a place where you're not even over the last person. You're not even done with the last person. You're not even clear on what happened with the last person. You're not even clear on, what happened to you, and why you have this love language, or, because I was reading something online, and that someone was saying that typically people's love languages is things that they did not get as a child, and so now we strive to have them in our relationship. So if you're a person that didn't really get affection in the home, now you're a person that wants affection from your relationship. If you didn't get, words of affirmations, when you were a kid, now you want that as an adult. Or, if you didn't get physical touch as a kid, like, people didn't, hug you, people didn't, um, whatever the case may be for physical touch. I don't want to make it weird, but those type of things. And I was like, that's crazy, because I do feel like that. I do feel like, the things that we didn't get as a child, those are the things that we look for as an adult. And so I think those play a big role in how we pick people, and how we love people, and how we, interact with people. And that's not even just like romantic relationships. I'm talking about even, on a strictly platonic friendship, you know. Um, and so, like I said, it's good to figure out who you are, what you like, what you can offer, and those things, and to heal, and to get rid, or get to the bottom of, what it is that you need to get rid of, so that you can be the best version of you when you actually put yourself out there to be able to represent, who it is that you want to be with, or, what it is that you stand for, or whatever the case may be. And so from that, like I said, I think that, and especially for men, and I don't want to bash men or whatever by no way, but I do think a lot of men don't spend time by themselves either, because they're so used to having their homeboys around. They're so used to have, their sneaky link, or whoever, they're used to being able to call somebody for this, call somebody for that, be able to have somebody do this, have somebody do that. And so they never, really sometimes be able to do for them. They call their mom to do this, they call their dad for this, they call, the homeboy for this, they call their cousin, their sister to do this, or whatever the case may be. And they never, go to dinner by themselves. They never, go bowling by themselves. They never go. And it sounds crazy sometimes when people say, oh, you going by yourself? Like, you weird. But at the same time, if you never enjoy these things by yourself, how are you going to be able to better enjoy it with somebody else? You never know what you're lucking out on if you never experienced it by yourself first. If you never experience being solo, you never can fully appreciate being unsolo. You never fully appreciate, somebody's help. You never appreciate, somebody else being able to be, better fit to do things or better fit to help you with something or whatever the case may be. And so, having, even though, you're single and you're saying, well, I've been by myself. If you've been by yourself, you wouldn't be still having a revolving door coming out your door, dude. You have every Keisha, Tracy, Rachel, and this, that, and the third coming in and out your house like clockwork. You done been on 55 dates this week. You didn't, had sex with 55 women this week. Like you didn't, hollered at 55 million people. Like sometimes it's okay to just chill. Just chill by yourself. Watch the game by yourself. Go to bed by yourself. Be in the room by yourself. Be, you know, um, go get some food by yourself. Learn how to cook by yourself. Learn how to do your own laundry. Learn how to, get to your own bag. Learn how to be driven on your own. Learn how to, problem solve on your own. Learn how to lead way before, somebody comes along for you to have to lead. Learn how to um be a man way before the woman comes along so that when the woman comes along, it's not an issue anymore. Or learn how to be that father, learn how to be, whoever it is that you strive to be, whatever relationship you strive to be in, make sure that you are doing the work that you need to do way before you get there so that it's not as much work now. Now you got to figure out your emotions with this person and you got to figure out your emotions, when this person leaves. Now you got to, all of that stuff that you could have done, when you didn't have the distraction, when you didn't have that as a priority, when you didn't have that as a crutch to not take care of what you needed to take care of. Now you can't say that, you couldn't get to the bag because of this, that, and the third when you was getting to the bag way before she got there. You were paying bills, you were cooking, you were cleaning way before she got there. So now that she got there, she's not a distraction. She's not the if she don't do it, it ain't gonna get done. You've been doing it way before she got there. Or I can't not, I'm a man, I got needs, I gotta have this, I have this sexual desire, I gotta have somebody. Okay, great. But make sure it's in a special somebody. Make sure it's an intentional somebody because you have all these men that have all these women in their life and none of them are special to them. It's just like another girl. It's just another body. It's just another company. It's just another guest in the house. You got all these spirits. You got all these ties to your soul because you didn't have sex with everybody. You didn't, did this with everybody. So it's not even special when you get to a person that you're actually interested in. You take everybody to that restaurant. You go to this place with everybody. You do this with everybody. Like it's not even special anymore. And then you get to a place where, you don't talk to nobody. So when it comes to that special somebody, you don't even know how to talk to her. Or you didn't talk to everybody like that, so that's how you talk to her. And that don't work for her. So, I mean, I don't want to say that it's not because, you don't know how to be by yourself or whatever, but I'm not saying that people don't know how to be by themselves, but I'm just saying there's a lot of people who just choose not to because it's too hard, it's too boring, it's too this, it's too that. But just that stage alone allows you to build, to grow, to evolve, to learn, to, you know, learn some things about you so that it will be helpful in your journey when you decide to get with somebody. In your journey when you decide to, vent, when you get in your journey, when you figure out, who you want to believe in your journey, when you want to figure out, what do you want to do about your body, or what you want to do with your emotions, or whatever the case may be. So it's not you're only doing these things to please this person. You're doing these things to please you. And because that person rides for you or likes you or whatever the case may be, they are, willing to help be a part of this because they actually like you. Not because you just there and it's something to do. They're not just having sex with you because you there, you a man, they a woman, and that's just what it is. Like, and I'm not telling people, oh, you can't, get your desires fulfilled because, you're not connected to nobody or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, if you're going to do these things with all these different people, be aware of their consequences. You do all these things with all these different people, and at the end of the day, get upset when things go left, and now you got a bitter baby mama, but you ain't even like her to begin with. You just had sex with her, and you not even thinking. You like, well, shoot, it was a one night stand, whatever, woo woo. And now that one night stand, now you got a little girl, a little boy, you ain't even want to have because you ain't even want their mama for real. And now you're disrespectful to their mom because you really don't even know her. You don't even like her. She was something to do because you needed some company. And because she was your company, but she required a relationship and not company, you just use the relationship to get your company. It's ways to not have to manipulate people to get what you want. There's ways around having to be that guy to, get certain things done. And one of those ways is just learning how to better yourself so you're not that guy. Learning to figure out what kind of guy you are and being upfront and for real, like addressing and holding yourself accountable to that's who you are. But also getting to the root of who you are. Because a lot of men, they don't know who they are. If you ask them what they offer, they gonna say everything materialistic. They bring the bread, they make the bread, they provide the bread, they blah blah blah, like all this stuff. And it's like, you just told me everything materialistic. Things that somebody else can do. Things that I can do for myself. I need to know what you can offer that is not something you can buy, because there's always going to be somebody that can buy that. There's always somebody that's going to be able to do that. What is it about you that I can't find anywhere else? And a lot of people don't know that because they're so used to doing this, doing that, and they've been doing that, and it wasn't working for them in their brains. And so they don't think to try anything new. That pickup line been working on everybody, so why I'm gonna get another one? So it's one of those things where I think a lot of men, if they knew their worth, their real worth, outside of materialistic things and the third leg, I think that they would be so much better. And I think that we would, unfortunately, I think we would have probably less men that are lost out here. I think we would have less men that are fathers out here. I think that we would have less men that are in relationships or situationships, sneaky links, whatever. I think we would have less men um that are F boys and all the other stuff. If men just really did the groundwork, just like women need to do the groundwork, there would be less, women out here doing crazy stuff as well. But I think it starts with, you know, men also doing the work as well, so that it's not just a woman that's, properly disciplined and grounded and self-aware and all of this other stuff. But also, if men did that too, I think that there would be less toxic relationships. I think that there would be less drama. I think that there would be less baby mamas. I think that there would be less, of a lot of things. And like I said, unfortunately, I know men have a lot of people that are looking at them for everything. I think that a lot of men feel like they have to carry the burden of everything, and I understand that, and I definitely understand that, society and relationships and families and all the other stuff play a role in that. But I think that men have to be clear on that. Men have to be clear on what it is that works for them and what doesn't work for them. As you get older, those things might not work for you anymore. And so as a grown man, as a grown black man, or as a grown white man, or whatever color you want to be, as a grown man, you have to be able to hold yourself accountable for where you are now. Not for where mama brought you, where daddy brought you, what they left you with, what they gave you, what they did to you, whatever, what society does or whatever. What role did you play in this situation? Because at the end of the day, I say this all the time, like, there are a lot of people who don't hold themselves accountable, and they don't ever address that they might be the issue as well. Like, yeah, she might have been the issue, or yes, she did this, yes, she did that, but what'd you do? She's crazy. What'd you do though? I ain't do nothing. You had to do something because people don't just get crazy on their own. Or, yeah, she just crazy. No, she's not. You did something too. He's crazy. You did something too. Like, people aren't just out here loony bins. There's things that come along that play a role in why they're loony bins. But that once they address that, they have to be willing to get the help. They have to be willing to, do the healing work. They have to be willing to talk to somebody. They have to be, willing to address that that's an issue and be willing to work past that. Yeah, you didn't have your mama, so now you don't trust everybody. Okay, she ain't your mama, and your mama ain't her. So how you treat your mama, how your mama treats you, has nothing to do with that woman. Nothing. Yes, it gave you your first perspective on women, absolutely. But now, as a grown person, you gotta start doing what works for you. Now, as a grown person, you gotta get that wisdom. Now, as a grown person, you gotta get that understanding. Now, as a grown person, you gotta get the help. Yeah, they led you up until this point. Now it's they hands off now. They're taking the chain and oils off. Now you gotta figure out how to ride that bike. Now you got to figure out if you're going to fall and how you're going to fall. What you're going to do after you fall. Yeah, mama told you that was being this, that was being that, or this is right, this is wrong, but at the end of the day, now you got to live your life. Mama led you all the way up until now. Daddy led you all the way up until now. Uncle, grandma, grandpa, whoever led you all the way up until now. Now what? You've been hustling all your life. Now what? You've been taking advantage of people all your life. Now what? You're grown now. You had excuses back then. You might even have excuses now, but at the end of the day, understand an excuse is still an excuse. What are you gonna do about it? What's your solution? You got a problem. Okay, cool. How you gonna solve that? She won't commit to you. Okay, how you gonna solve that? She won't submit to you. Okay, how you gonna solve that? Please understand that women aren't just gonna commit to anybody. Because in most cases, there's a lot of women out here that it's not necessarily a commitment issue, it's a daddy issue. They seen, they mama commit to their daddy and their daddy want nothing. They seen, their mom commit to their daddy and their daddy was abusive or whoever, whatever the case may be. Y'all gotta understand a lot of things that we experience as adults comes from our childhood. So especially men, when it comes to men liking these women that have issues with their fathers and stuff, like, please understand that you need to know. You need to. Please talk to her about what it is that happened in her past because it's important to now. It's important on how she's going to raise your daughter and your son. It's going to be important to how she acts and reacts to you as a man. It's going to, play a role in how she acts in a relationship. It does. Same thing with women. Figure out, what's going on with that man. Why he don't talk to you. Why he won't open up. Why he's, the way he is. Why he's, angry. Why he has a temper. Whatever the case may be. Because a lot of it stems down from something that happened in childhood. Why he doesn't show love. Why he can't receive love. Why he doesn't take compliments. Why he doesn't give them. Why he, won't hold the door open for you. Why he won't do this. It's not always because they don't want to. In some cases, they don't know how. They never saw it. If they never saw it in the home, they're not going to do it when they leave. If they never saw it around them, they're not going to do it now. So, like I said, it's not no tea, no shade when it comes to, me talking about men. It's just, I see it happen so many times and I have to deal with it when they come my way. But for me personally, like I said, I think a lot of issue with men and with women, but a lot with men is they don't spend enough time by themselves. And again, it has nothing to do with you being single. It just means you don't spend enough time enjoying your company. loving yourself, taking care of yourself, providing for yourself in a sense of self care, not in the I've been dealing, I've been slanging all my life, and I've always got it out the mud and jumped off the porch and made sure I had what I needed to have. I'm talking about emotionally. I'm talking about spiritually. I'm talking about, the things that money can't buy you. Peace, joy, love can't be bought. So those things are important, but you gotta be able to have those things in spite of whether you got the job, the car, the girl, the man, the woman, the whatever. Like, you gotta have all that stuff way before you get to that. Because there's going to be a void that that person is never going to be able to fill. No matter how much y'all have sex, no matter how much makeup she puts on, no matter how many surgeries on her body that she gets, no matter what she nips, no matter what she tucks, no matter how many children she bears for you, no matter how many times she tells you she loves you, no matter how much she does for you, there is going to be a void that won't be filled if you don't already have those things filled way before you meet that person. And I'm not saying they won't add to it. I'm not saying that sometimes people don't subtract from it. But what I'm saying is you got to have peace already. You got to have peace of mind. You got to have joy already. You got to have love in your heart to give to somebody. You got to receive that from somebody. Yeah, you want to be hard, you want to be this, you want to be that. I got that. But there's a time and place for that. There are people for that. Stop being so hard around your girl. Stop being so I don't want to talk to her. What is she there for then if you don't want to talk to her? If you don't want to express that you're a human being, you don't want to cry, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that, you don't want to show her that you care about her, you don't want to rub her feet, you don't want to rub her back, you don't want to, tell her nice things, you don't want to do nice things for her, you don't want to do this, you don't do that, then what do you have her there for? What? You could do that by yourself. So, I mean, like I said, it's being by yourself, there is so much you learn, there is so much you can learn to understand about you. There is so much that you can unpack. There is so much that you can heal from. There is so much that you can do by yourself. And not in the sense of it's not good to have other people and it's not good to, have people, but I'm just saying, like, it's nothing like learning your worth before you get people, before you get the money, before you get the car, before you get the clothes, before you get, the children or whatever. It's nothing like living life by yourself first to learn how to appreciate living life with somebody else. It's nothing like being able to do for yourself first and being able to appreciate those that make it so you don't have to always do for yourself anymore. Same thing with guys. Like I said, women, we got to learn that too, but especially for guys, like, you never get to a point where, and sometimes you guys don't ever get to a point where you're over Stacy from first grade. You're never over your mom hurting you, your feelings in the past. You're never over your dad leaving you in the past. You're never over, being molested. You're not over, how that last person took advantage of you, how, the feds and blah blah did you. You're not over, being incarcerated and people not answering the phone calls or whatever. You're not over, your child not loving you the way that you want them to. You're not over, how mama treated you, how daddy talked to you, how they were mean to you, how they never listened to you, how they never, comforted you, how they never showed you. Like, you're not over any of that. But you think that a woman's gonna make you get over that? No. You gotta really want to get over that. Same thing with women. You gotta really want to get over that. But also do the work to get over that. And then after you do all that, then be open and receptive of receiving somebody else that will help you, that will add and benefit to you in your life. But also somebody you can add and benefit to them as reciprocation. Somebody that's going to balance you out. Somebody that's going to be there when you can't be there for yourself. Somebody that's going to be there even when they don't have to be there. And then secondly, I think outside of people not spending time by themselves, I think number two, people confuse company and relationships a lot of times, especially men. They think that because that she requires a relationship and I just require somebody to be there, that coincides with we can be in a relationship. Like I don't want to tell her that I just want somebody to have sex with from time to time. I just want somebody to tell me they like me a little bit. I just want somebody to caress me. I just want somebody to do this, do that. I just want somebody to make me something to eat. I just want somebody to be there to lay with at night. Um, but since she wants a relationship and I know that this is what she wants and I want this, the only way I can get that is if I get in a relationship with her. If I tell her she's my girlfriend, but I don't really like her like that. If I tell her that we can have a kid, then she'll suffice. If I tell her that she can get the bag, she can get this, she can get that, then that's her fight. No. A relationship and company is two different things, and I need people to understand that, men and women. A relationship calls for more than just the bare minimum. Company is the bare minimum. It's an invite only. It's a come and go as you please. It's a okay if they didn't do it, I'm not gonna be mad about it. It's a I'm just renting. Like I do things for them, but at the end of the day, like they may do things for me, they may not, but at the end of the day, ain't nothing lost. Like I didn't fully buy the property. So if I take something out of here, it's not gonna be a bit like those type of things. Like I don't, and it's one of those things where I wish that men would really address, and I'm saying men because I date men, so I can't really speak about the women like that. But there are women who do the same thing, who don't want to be by themselves, so they just choose to be in a relationship because that's the way that people decide that that's how we can be. If I say I'm in a relationship with you, if I say I'm your girl, if I say I'm your man, if I say this, that, and the third, then they'll let me get what I need to get, and I'm cool with it. But learn to say, hey, I just want a friend. I just want somebody that, is here when I need to vent. I just need somebody here, that I can talk to every now and again. I just need somebody that's consistent. So, that we can hang out sometimes. I need somebody that's going to be, whatever, a side thing or whatever the case may be until I find the real thing. Like, but be honest with that though. If you know you just want somebody around, say that. Don't confuse that with somebody that's going to be around, that's going to do the work, that's going to require things of me, and that I have to require things from outside of just the petty stuff because now it's not invite only. It's they're coming because we go together now. Like we in this, like we locked in. Ain't no switching up. So, I mean, understand that. And then, two, understand that just because you like a person does not mean you have to be in a relationship with them because at the end of the day you can enjoy their company. Absolutely, you can like them coming around. There are plenty of friends that you can have that are those people. You like to be around them. They're cool, they make you laugh, they make you smile, they make your day better, whatever. They check on you from time to time, they call you every now and again, or they call you a lot, whatever the case may be. That does not make that a relationship. There's a little bit more to it once you guys get in a relationship. Now that you guys are in a relationship, they want you to call more. They want you to be there more. They want you to do more. It's not just we're friends anymore. Now I actually want you to come in at a respectable time. Now respect is coming in there. Now loyalty is coming in there. Now, all of these love and all the feelings and emotions is coming in there. So don't confuse the two, but also be aware of holding yourself accountable for what you actually want. Saying that you just want something to pass the time, saying that you just want something that's just there because you don't want to be by yourself, that's company. But something that's going to be worthwhile, something that's going to be long term, something that you are looking to intentionally get into that is going to require you to be that one person and to work at things with this one person and to choose to commit to them on a serious level, on a serious scale, that's a relationship. And then you guys are working to building a life together. With company, you probably ain't really trying to build a life with them. Like they come and go as they please. If you don't talk to them tomorrow, so be it. There are friends that you have that are technically company, invite only. They don't just pop up at your door. You call them or they call you. There's an event or something. So, I mean, take those things into consideration when you think about whether that person is company or whether that person is worth being in a relationship with. If you're ready to be with somebody outside of just when you're lonely, then that's when you consider a relationship. But if you're just wanting somebody around because you're lonely and you need something to do, they need some pastime, needs an option of who you can call when you get to calling folks because you need something to do, somebody to do it with. Find your company. But please be aware of letting people know what they are, what you guys are doing, what that looks like, what that's going to look like, so that people don't get things misconstrued, so that it can be mutual, so you ain't in your feelings, she ain't in hers, so that she's not worried about what you're doing and you not worried about what you're doing, so that nobody's getting hurt, nobody's getting dragged, nobody's getting posted up on the gram, nobody is feeling obligated to do anything, nobody is feeling um, like meeting unrealistic expectations or any of that because you guys are clear from the jump. And again, if somebody tells you something and they're not showing it with their actions and they just speak it from their mouth, then you need to figure out how you want to move forward with that. If a woman is telling you she wants to be with you and she's not showing that in her actions, then maybe you need to figure out if that's what y'all want to do. Same thing with women. If he's telling you one thing and showing you something else, I would believe his actions first anyway, because people can say whatever they want to say. But what they do is a whole nother thing. So, company, relationship, those things are two different things. Figure out what you want. And if you don't know, then you need to be single. Single is for I don't know, I'm figuring it out. Relationship is I know this is what it is. This is who I want to be with. This is who I like. I don't want nobody else to have them. This is what we doing. We rocking. That's a relationship. Company is I don't want to see you today. I'm talking to this person today. Do that with your company. Thirdly, I think that people don't understand the real work it requires to be in a relationship. I think that a lot of people only want to do, especially when it comes to men, I think sometimes men do things out of a chase, out of it feels good at the moment to chase a woman because I want to see if I can get her. But once you get her, you don't do the things to keep her. Like not understanding that even though I'm doing this now in the dating phase or the I'm getting to know you phase or the courting phase, whatever the case may be, that she's going to expect that and more when you guys are in relationships. I think that if that's not you, and for those guys that are like, man, that is me, okay, great. But understand that it's going to be that and then some. So if you can't keep that up, don't start it from the jump. If you can't buy flowers not only on holidays or not only because I want to talk to you today, don't buy flowers. Find you something else you can do. If you're not a person that is, sending the cute little notes at work or the cute little texts or whatever, if you're not that person all the time, I wouldn't start doing that. If you're a person that, is typically busy all the time when you guys are just now dating, I wouldn't call her every day, all day. I wouldn't text her every day, all day. If that's not who you are. Because if you do this in the dating phase, she's going to expect you to do that in courting and after that, and she's going to expect more because now you guys have more invested. You guys have spent more time. You guys have a little bit more into it, so she's going to expect a little bit more to come out of it. Especially if she's doing more. Especially if he's doing more. They're going to expect a little bit more out of that. So men and women, don't start something you can't keep up with. If you can only do this at this level, either you need to say that or you just need not to do that. Don't do stuff for brownie points. Because now you're going to have to do brownie points, cookie points, cake points, and the whole nine. The whole dessert, the whole pastry shelf. So if that's not what you're interested in, don't do it. Don't be blind to balloons and stuff on Valentine's Day. Don't be, going all the whole nine. Don't be buying bags and shoes and flying trips and all that. Don't be doing that if you ain't got it. Don't be doing that if you can't keep up with that. Take her to McDonald's the first time. So if you do something better than that, then she like, oh my God, he really likes me. Same thing with women. If you can't keep buying them shoes, if you can't keep buying them clothes, if you can't keep getting the hats and the whatever, the watches and the necklaces, and if you can't keep buying different new or better cars, if you can't keep doing this, that, and the third, don't do it from jump. If you're not a person that really wears that, don't start wearing it now, because they're gonna be like, okay, this what we doing. If you don't look like that, don't start. You better leave that makeup at home. Okay, he gonna expect you to look like that a lot. You might not have to look like that all the time, but he gonna expect you to look like that a lot. So if you look like a pterodactyl with your lashes off, babe, you better keep getting them lashes done, cause he don't say that. He ain't start off with that. You ain't bald headed. Don't start. If you don't wear your natural hair like that, don't start. Because what you start is what you have to keep up with. You in competition with yourself. But whatever you start, that's what you're in competition with. Same thing with men. Like I said, if you're not that guy, don't be that guy from the jump. If you're not honest, be a liar from the jump. Like, I'm being realistic. I'm being serious. If you're a F boy, then be that from the jump. Um, what else? Thirdly, um, understanding that you make time for what you make time for. Like, if you don't have the time, you probably don't have the relationship either. I get it, guys want to be the breadwinner. They have to work these 12, 15, 8-hour shifts. I got it. You're taking overtime and you're doing the whole nine, you're giving the money. You're buying the stuff. But that is never going to equate to the time that is being lost. That is never going to equate to the time that she needs from you or your children need from you. So if you're not ready to take that step to be like, look, I've been at work all day and I'm tired, feet hurt, I don't even want to do this, I don't even want to be bothered, and that's you every day, you might not need a relationship. And I'm just being honest with you. You might not need a relationship because she's going to expect at some point in time that even when you're tired, even when you don't feel like it, because at the end of the day, she's going to do that. So she's going to expect at some point you're going to do that because you make time for what you want to make time for. And most of the time, people make time for the important things in their life in the order of importance that it is to them. So if you never schedule out that time, if you never take that vacation, if you guys never, go do something, you guys don't ever take date night, if you guys don't ever, schedule that time for you guys to get physical, if you guys never schedule that time for you to do nice things for her, or say nice things, or text her or call her every once in a while, if you never take the time out to make her feel special, if you never take the time out to just address that she's there, she's been nice, she's been good, she's been this, that, and the third, you're gonna have a heck of a relationship. And understand that there is time. There's 24 hours in a day. 24. Even if you give her 2 minutes every day, two is better than none. Because if you don't give her no time, somebody gonna be filling in that time, and you're gonna feel some type of way because you led her to believe that this is what you wanted. So you're just gonna make time for it, regardless of what the sacrifice might be. Even if that's, look, my feet hurt, but babe, I love you. My feet hurt, but hey, what you want to eat? I brought some food on the way home from work. I didn't cook, but I brought some food home from work. Or I left you a note on the dress, or I, ran you bath water, or I sent something to the house, or I sent something to your job, or I, made sure this was taken care of, or I sent you to go get a massage, or whatever the case may be. Because it's really the little things that count. Guys don't think about that sometimes. They be like, oh, women don't appreciate the little things. We do. Time is one of those things. We appreciate time very much. If he's always doing all these things but never spends the time, it never will matter. She's always going to pick because you're always somewhere else but with her. You're always doing something else but with her. You're always speaking to somebody else but with her. That's where the insecurities start coming from. because you can do it for everybody else, but you forget about her. But you started that in the beginning. You made that commitment in the beginning. Same thing with ladies. Like sometimes you gotta make that sacrifice. You've been, ripping and running. You've been doing the business. You've been doing the kids. Sometimes you gotta make that sacrifice to set aside time for him. Sometimes you gotta, cook. Sometimes you gotta clean. Sometimes you gotta do laundry. Sometimes you gotta, check on him to make sure he's good. He got a lot going on all throughout the day. You are counting on him, his family, his kids, his mama, his daddy, his whatever, society, life in general, and he got to come home and deal with the fact that he can't even eat because the house look a mess. He can't even do what he need to do. He can't even play the game because you mad. He can't even, do whatever. So take it down a notch. Take a break. Take a date night. Sometimes you can plan it. Sometimes you can wear something nice. Sometimes you can get your hair done, get your nails done. Sometimes you can schedule the vacation. Sometimes you can schedule some things. Sometimes you can do some stuff around the house. Sometimes you can send the note. Sometimes you can send the whatever. It's not all just up to him. Sometimes you can go out and get you a job. Sometimes you can go out and get a bag. So, I mean, take those things into consideration. Men like that too. Um, four, reciprocation is key. Um, I think that not a lot of people take reciprocation too serious nowadays. I think that they just feel like that's just what they do. I appreciate it, but I ain't gonna show that I appreciate it. Like, if she's going out of her way to do something or he's going out of his way, just thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. I like you. Whatever. I miss you. Whatever. But at the end of the day, understand that that comes with time. That comes with um, a committed relationship. Because if you are not committed to somebody and you talk to them a lot and you do a lot, whatever the case may be, at the end of the day, there are a lot of times, like when we were kids and our cell phones weren't unlimited after a certain time, or if it wasn't free after a certain amount of time, or whatever the case may be, or we couldn't have phones in classrooms, or whatever the case may be, we had to wait for somebody to text us back. We had to wait for somebody to call us. We had to wait to talk to somebody. We had to wait to figure out how somebody's day was. So we actually had a chance to miss people. We actually had to spend time and energy and efforts to speak to people because we didn't have a phone, or if we had a phone, we couldn't use it like we wanted to because we were supposed to be in class. We were supposed to be whatever. Take that into consideration when it comes to your relationships now as you're not a kid anymore. Y'all did way more in high school than you do as an adult. It might have been in letter form, but you actually took time to communicate with people. You actually made sure you communicated with people. That was actually important to you, to check to see if your girl made it home after she got off the bus, or to make sure your man got, to his game or whatever. Do the same thing as you're an adult now. That don't stop because y'all are older now. In fact, that's more important now. Because he actually, can drive himself to wherever he need to go now. And he can actually, you know, get clipped in real life now. He can actually, all of this stuff happens in a day that you don't know what's going on. So take your pride out of it and actually talk to somebody. Take your pride out of it and actually give people a reason to miss you. Give people a reason to want to talk to you. Give people a reason to have a breakdown of the day. Don't always be like, I miss you, I want to talk to you, or this, that, and the third. And you didn't talk to that person all day. Nobody's missing nobody if you talk to them all day. Nobody is wanting to talk when you get home because you didn't talk all day. Nobody is wanting to, say that I like you because, I mean, y'all don't do anything for somebody to like. You talk to her today, woo. So, you talk to him today, ooh. Have you guys done anything outside of talk? Have you guys done anything outside of video chat? Have you guys done anything outside of spending the night? Have you guys done anything outside of having sex? Like, those things are important. And people missing you, liking you, and loving you, or wanting to be in a relationship with you. But that's beside the point. I mean, I just dropped that in there because I know a lot of people do that. Um, but what was I talking about? I forgot now. But anyway, um, so yeah. So outside of that, I think that outside of making time for what you want to make time for, I think it's important to um allow people that time to miss you, that time to really fall in love with you, really like you, outside of just from buying people things, outside of just um the holidays and stuff. I think that it's important that you do those things in spite of whether it's her birthday, a holiday, Valentine's Day, um Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you all celebrate. I think you should do that on a regular. I don't think that a holiday or a special day should make you want to do more or less. I think you should keep that up just in general to make her stay on top of her toes. And same thing for women, for guys. I think you should keep him on his toes. He never know what you're gonna do. Not I do this all the time and he expect this type of thing, but just I do this spontaneously, whether it's a birthday or whether it's not a birthday. He can get it on a regular day or on a special day. But also that I'm not just giving him sex. I'm not just giving him um text messages. I'm not just sending pictures. I'm not just calling, but I'm also actually doing things. I'm actually paying attention to what he needs. I'm actually listening to what he's saying. I'm actually seeing, what will help make his day better or his life better or whatever the case may be. I'm actually getting those things. I'm actually, you know, inserting myself in making and scheduling things and doing things that will help, make his day better because he does have a long day. He does deal with a lot of people. He does work like majority of the day. There's 24 hours in a day and he works 15, he works 16, he works however many hours a day. At least you can do is cook. And if you can't cook, at least go to the store and get you a roasted chicken and get some sides and put them on a plate and make it look like you cooked. He don't know. He just know there's some food on the plate. Like that's he don't care. Make him a lunch or something. I don't know. Put a note in the lunch box, like those things. But also for fellas, like um, when it comes to women, like it doesn't always have to be a bag, some shoes, some clothes. It doesn't always have to be perfume. It doesn't always have to be massages and stuff. It can be simple as you cooking sometimes, you doing the laundry sometimes, making sure her tank is on E. I mean, not on E, on full. Otherwise, that E, boo. We ain't all tanks on E. But I'm just saying, like, just going to get her gas or offering to get her some gas. If she came over to your place, make sure she got gas to go home. If she came over to your place, offering to, stay on the phone with her until she makes it to that, like, come on, y'all can put in a little effort too. If you didn't got in her car and you see all her lights lighting up like a Christmas tree, telling her, hey, like, let me take your car and I'll get this taken care of or whatever the case may be. Or if you're that handyman, just do what you gotta do. But keep people on their toes, keep people making them feel like, dang, I can't find this nowhere else and I want to keep coming back. Making them feel like, dang, I really love this. I really could do this forever. Keep making them feel like, oh, this person really likes me. Like more every day. And it's not just that first day they met me. Or it wasn't just to take me off the market. It wasn't just to knock me up. It wasn't just to um compete with all the other men in her inbox to see if I still got it. Or same thing with women. I wasn't just competing with Shay Shay up the street and Laquita around the corner or with her friend or with whoever that he was already with. I'm doing this because I really like him and I'm going to keep this up for however long we're in a relationship. And then be willing to take that extra mile and do more. And stop making her be your girlfriend forever and stop making him be your boyfriend forever. Like I get it, everybody's whole mindset on marriage is a little different, but outside of society's idea of marriage, outside of how marriages went in your family outside of how marriages go with your friends or your culture or your generation. Make marriage work for you. Not in the sense of having to do this, that, and do that, but make marriage work for you. If you're a person that's like, I don't like marriage because of the ceremony and how much it costs and the paperwork and this, that, and the third, okay, go to the Justice of the Peace. And excuse me, go to Justice of the Peace. Y'all get y'all little paperwork taken care of silently, quietly with the people y'all care about. Even if y'all don't want to have nobody, cool. It's just y'all and the kids, cool. Do that. And then, on top of that, if y'all don't want to have a big ceremony, y'all can always have a reception. If you don't want to have a reception, that's cool. Just show up one day and y'all married. Whoop de whoop. Like, who gonna tell y'all something? It's y'all marriage. You do it how you want to. If y'all choose to be engaged for 5 years, be engaged for 5 years. If that's however long it takes y'all to make that last ceremony. Do your thing. If you're a person that's like, I don't like it because it's a prenup, well, don't get a prenup. Or if you don't like it because they take his stuff and she take my stuff, well, make the agreement that this is what you coming with, this is what I'm coming with, and we leaving with this. Make everything right. Get your people to look over her stuff and vice versa, and y'all good. I don't like how people act. Well, y'all act different. But nobody wants to be in the same space forever. So for my men that's like, I don't believe in marriage because of how they run their marriage and how this works and paper works and how people the government dictates everything, understand that if you're at a job working entry level, getting paid entry level for the rest of your life, you're not going to like that. Do you like working at McDonald's as the cashier, making minimum wage for the rest of your life? No, you want a pay raise at some point in time. You want to potentially be the owner at some point in time, hopefully. So why wouldn't she want that? Why wouldn't he want that, ma'am? Like, to be able to say that's really yours and not just off some, I'm just saying that, but it shows. And yes, it's not on my ring finger, obviously, because I'm not married. But actually putting in that effort, extra mile now that she's officially yours for real. Y'all actually made vows in front of one another, in front of God, and was like, look, she mine, he mine, ain't nobody, yeah, we locked in and we ain't switching up. That's what that is. It ain't no, I can get that in a relationship. No, you can't. Relationships and dating and being married is two different things. Please stop confusing the two. They're not. They're two different levels of commitment, which is why nobody, there are a certain amount of people who do marriage and a certain amount of people who do relationships. Because it ain't for everybody, and I get that. But understand for the people that it is for, do what works for y'all in y'all marriage. Stop allowing other people to scare you from or make you feel like you should do XYZ. But please understand that at some point in time, if you're going to require more from a person, if you're going to want to experience something different, in most cases, marriage just comes in play. It just does. Because at the end of the day, that level of commitment is something different. And you don't find everywhere. You find boyfriend and girlfriends all over the place. You find people, that live together and they've been together for forever all the time. But you don't find people that are together that made vows for thicker and better or I don't know what I was about to say thinner and thicker. I don't know. But when they really come out of their mouth and allow their words and their actions to align and to really document it that this is what we're doing. Because relationships, it ain't documented, but on social media or just verbally. But when you actually have to document that thing, and now we actually have to move like that, because my words and my actions got to align. Because now, not only is she able to make decisions as my girl, but she can make decisions as my wife now. Like we can now be doing real stuff now. Now we can have joint accounts and stuff. Not saying y'all can't do that in relationships, but it kind of doesn't make any sense in relationships really. But when you marry, it really just makes sense because now y'all building to something greater than what y'all had when y'all was just dating, just being in a relationship. Now y'all in a different level of commitment, so why not be able to do different level commitment stuff Now knowing this is really mine, like, cause before you was just renting to own. When you get married, now you really really own, like really own, and like there's really a thing put in place if somebody try to take what you own. Before, when y'all just in a relationship, it's just your word versus hers. It's just y'all talking. Nobody knows that. There's nothing that solidifies y'all in a relationship. Yeah, y'all holding hands, yeah, y'all kissing, but somebody still gonna try to take that. But when y'all actually got rings, when y'all actually write it down on writing, get some signatures put in there, when y'all actually have to get documents and records and stuff that y'all got this thing going on, when things can actually happen if y'all don't follow through with what y'all said, and y'all actually have to hold each other. Like, that's the part I think that a lot of people don't like. That now that we chose another level of commitment, that we actually have to document it. We actually have to have consequences if we don't match our words and our actions. Cause see, if you're in a relationship, you can still like not do what you're supposed to. And you'll be like, oh, I forgive him. Oh my God, whatever. But in marriages, people actually take stuff. People actually go for stuff. People actually leave with stuff. Relationships, it's like you have to break through somebody's door and take some stuff, or you got to put his stuff out. Like, no, kind of get this. I get the house because yeah, then my pain. You get some what is it? Uh, pain and suffering back. And just being in a relationship, you don't get no pain and suffering back. You just move to the next contender. When you actually get in a marriage, you get that pain and suffering back. So that's just what it is, really. Um, but teach each own with marriage. Like I said, if it don't work for you, that's fine. But be aware of that's what it is. Take it or leave it. But at the end of the day, just be upfront with the other person if they do want to be in a marriage. If that's not something you're interested in, so that they can make that decision on whether they still want to be with you or not, or whatever the case may be. Also, when it comes to relationships and dating, be willing to be straightforward, open, honest about what it is that you want, what it is that you don't like, your non-negotiables, and be aware that it's a non-negotiable for a reason. You're not supposed to be able to negotiate this with me. I'm telling you, this is what it is. Ain't no what if, or if it ain't none of that. It's this is what it is. This is what I am not going to settle on. You can't make me settle on it. That's why it's a non-negotiable. I'm not negotiating it with you. If I said cheating is not my thing, then baby, if you cheat, I'm out of here. And I told you that from jump. So don't be surprised when I leave. If I told you that, having a baby on me is I'm not gonna leave, then when you do something that can cause a baby to be had, and it is, then I'm out. Same thing with men. If he say this is what he not tolerating, you talking to him crazy, and he out, you start talking crazy, he out of there. But y'all gotta hold people accountable to those things too. You can't just be like, this my non-negotiable and start negotiating. Well, he did it one time. Well, she did it, kinda. No, it's I'm done. Ain't no talking about it. Mm-mm. I told you what it was and stand on it. But also, um, if you're going to have these non-negotiables, if you're going to have these boundaries, if you're going to have these standards, make sure you qualify for those things too. And don't just be setting it for the other party and you don't qualify for them either. Don't say he should be this and you're not that. Don't say he should do this and you don't do that. He got to cook, he got to clean, he got to do this, he got to do that. Baby, you can't cook nothing. You can't even make a bowl of cereal. And you want him to cook too? Mm-mm. Don't say she got to cook. Don't say she got to clean and you can't even sort your laundry, sir. Don't say she got to be able to cook and you can't even season chicken. Like, that's stupid. Don't say she got to take care of the kids and you can't even make a bottle, sir. Like, be clear on what you're asking other people to do. Make sure it's something that you can also do. He got to get my nails done. He got to pay some bills. Can you pay your own bills too? Can you get your own nails done? Because if you can't, you shouldn't be asking him for nothing. If you came in here with nothing, you shouldn't be asking for nothing. But if you came in here with something, you should be asking for something. Point blank period on both sides. So, I mean, be clear on that when you start talking to folks. And then be clear on everybody ain't gonna be for you. Everybody is not your man. Everybody is not your girl. So be open to living life and allowing who is supposed to be for you, but be willing to put in the energy, the efforts to not necessarily seek those people, but to um keep those people if they ever come in connection with you, or do the work to keep them if that's what you need to do, or whatever the case may be. But don't be that person that's like, well, whatever's for me, it's gonna be for me. Yeah, but you gotta put in some work too. Like, same thing with women. Like, you can't just expect the man to be coming chasing after you, only setting the dates, only coming to see you, only initiating this, or only doing that, or only the only one spending some money. Like, you can buy a fry, you can buy a drink every now and again, you can put in on some gas every now and again, you can drive your own car every now and again. Like, come on now. You can't expect that guy to do everything and y'all are just figuring out if y'all like each other or not. You can't expect him to do everything and he is not the only one that likes the other person. If you like him too, you need to be doing some work too. You can schedule an event. You can, make some arrangements. You can, do some things to show that you like him too. And understanding, fellas, do me a huge favor. If you are a person, and women too, if you are a person that is just only in it for a sneaky link, please tell people that from jump. I know it sounds crazy, but just tell people that. You're not interested in nothing serious. You're not interested in no commitment. You're not interested in being with the same person for the rest of your life. You're not even interested in being with the same person for the whole week. You just want to get it in where you fit it in, and that's what you want to do. Please let people know that. It sucks that the other person might not be interested in it once that's what you share that you're interested in, but at the same time, allow those people that are for you to be for you. So if that person is not interested in what you got, then you can get with that person that is interested in that. There are people that are interested in the same thing you are. I promise you. There is somebody from everybody. There is too many people on this earth for there not to be somebody for everybody. So you do not have to be pressed about somebody that look good, smell good, sound good, but not good on paper. Because at the end of the day, when you go in for your job application, babe, if you don't fit the requirements, they not hiring you. Even if they're willing to train somebody, they're not going to train you because you don't have no experience, or you don't have the references, or whatever the case may be. So if a job can do it, you can do it. Trust me. Because we spend longer on interviews than jobs do. We give the interviews faster than jobs do. We give the open interviews. So, like, I don't understand. If a person doesn't meet the requirements, let them go. Put their application on file. Okay. If ever I decide this is what I want, then I'll holler at you. Same thing with men. If ever what I want to do, then I'll holler at you. But until then, I'm telling you, you can holler at whoever you want to, because that ain't me. I'm not that guy. I won't be that guy. Never have been that guy. So I can't rock with that. Sorry, boo. Find you somebody else to do it. And she will. And he will. So, I mean, there's no reason to press people to do certain things, or to be certain things, or to meet certain requirements if they just simply don't. That's okay. Everybody is not going to be for you. Every man that comes across you is not going to be your man. Every woman that comes across you is not going to be your girl. Some people just going to be friends with. I'm just going to be honest with you. Some people are just going to be good company. You guys are cool to hang out. You guys are good to talk to. Some of you guys got to be good to do some other stuff with. But y'all ain't going to go past there. And that's okay. Let it be what it is when it is. But learn to, when that expires, or when that has went past its limit, let it go. Because you missing out on what you're supposed to have trying to be with something that you're trying to have. And it ain't even for you. It's for somebody down the road. You just building something else in them so they can get to that other person. Like, sometimes we just simply ain't ready for who we supposed to be with. That's fine too. But just be real about it. We grown. Stop playing childish games. You're not a child no more. If you don't like this about a person and that's not gonna work for you, say that. If you're not interested in that person, say that. Like, just say that. But also give people room to be okay with it or not okay with it. Don't just say this is what it is and you knew that's what I was when you met. Nah, that's not how it works. Because sometimes people are really blind. They don't really know what they're getting themselves into. Because you didn't gave them this facade at first. They didn't know you was a F boy. They didn't know you was a promiscuous woman. They didn't know that. Because you put on your Sunday best when you came to the table. You put on your Sunday best when you try to talk to them. You put on your acting skills when you first try to holler at them. So they ain't know that. Other people saw right through it, but they ain't see it. They really liked you. They really thought this was you. So allow them that space to be able to say, nah, this ain't. But also, what was I about to say? Learn to be okay with there are gonna be times where it's just gonna be you rocking for a minute. And then there'll be times when you rocking with somebody. But at the end of the day, either way, keep moving forward. Keep doing what you gotta do. Keep taking care of yourself. Keep making sure that your hair is done, your hair is combed, your hygiene is in order. Keep making sure that, if your clothes don't fit no more, you get new ones. If you feel like you're out of shape, then go hit you a gym, go, eat better or whatever you gotta do. If you're starting to smell a little weird, get yourself together. If you need to switch some things up, do that. But understand nobody is required to do those things for you, even in a relationship. If they choose not to spend a bag on this, that, and the third, and that's what you want the bag on, go make you a bag of your own so then you can dictate however that works. If y'all are not married, you cannot dictate where his funds go. And even when y'all married, you probably still wouldn't dictate where his funds go. So just make funds of your own so you never have to worry about that. Same thing with guys. If you don't want her to go anywhere, make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. Point blank, period. You don't want nobody spending time with her. You don't want nobody on her line. You don't want nobody, doing the things that you don't do. Well, then do them. If you don't want nobody doing certain things for your man, then you do them. You don't want people doing things for your kids, then you do it. And lastly, stop allowing social media to dictate what y'all do in y'all relationship or how your relationship is supposed to run. Because guess what? They turn the camera on and off. So they pick and choose what they put on that camera. They pick and choose what they post. Some people don't post nothing but good stuff. There are some people who aren't even doing good behind the camera. There are some people who break up and make up for the camera, for the check, for the views, for the likes, for the comments, for the relationship goals. So stop looking at them for what your relationship's supposed to have and what it ain't supposed to have. Stop looking at your relationship saying this ain't a good relationship. My man don't do what her man do. My woman don't do what his woman do, because they're not going to. They're not them and vice versa. And they're never supposed to be them. So learn to be okay with the way that his woman rock might not be the way your woman rock. But you chose her. Remember that. And if that's not what you're rocking with, then let her go. But at the end of the day, don't try to make it look like somebody else's relationship, because it ain't gonna be. And my last thing is, how has things changed between now and then? I think that men did so much before that women didn't have to do as much, and so things kind of happened a different way then. But now you have women doing just as much or just doing just that, and so men don't really know how to handle that now. Like, just point blank period. They don't know how to handle the fact that She got businesses with an S. He don't know how to handle the fact that she got a house on her own. She got a car on her own. She, taking care of everything on her own. And she don't really need you to take care of anything anymore. She like to. She like to have you do that. But if you don't, she got it anyway. You got women who are working 16, 17, 18-hour shifts now. You got women in the warehouses with you now. And so a lot of men, it hurts their pride because they're not able to do the things that they used to, so they feel like they're not qualified for a relationship, and I get it. And now you got women who feel like, you know, men are flaunting their money, so shoot, let's do it then. So, I mean, back then you didn't have men as money flaunting as they are now. Not saying that they never did, but they flaunt it more now than I've ever seen before. Like, it's in every song, it's in every lyric, it's in every magazine, every commercial, it's in on every hashtag, it's on every post, it's on every bio, every dating app, like it's everywhere. I got money. I got shoes, I got cars, I got clothes. I work XYZ amount of hours. I'm the man. I'm the breadwinner. I'm the provider. I'm the protector. I'm this, I'm that. And then you get mad because there are women that are out here that will chase just that. Because that's what you put out that you got. So that's what they want. Start learning to say that what I got in my pocket, I don't need to show on camera. Start saying that, hey, yes, I work a nice job, but I would like a woman that got something too. Learn to expect more than just brains or more than just, beauty. Expect to have both of them. And don't settle on one or the other. Make sure that she got both. Make sure he got both. Make sure he ain't just making a lot of money. Make sure he know how to keep money flowing. Make sure he has the savings to put that money in. Make sure she's not just a good a reproduction system. Make sure she's able to take care of them kids, not just have them. So, I mean, but hey, that's just my opinion. And for me, like I said, dating has changed a lot because men are requiring things of the past where women do a certain role and men do a certain role, and that's all that they want now. But men have got to understand that women are doing more. So there are a lot of them that require more. And then you have women who are doing more who no longer need you anymore and being okay with that. And understanding that now you can't just um uh come with this or come with that. You got to have everything. Or, people are not going for, what they used to go for, especially women. There's a lot of women that aren't going for what they used to go for. Now they going for your pockets because that's they. You showing your pockets, let's empty them. You flying me out, so let's keep getting flued. You keep paying bills, so I got some other bills I need you to pay too. You bought the Chanel, so let's buy the Birkin too. Like, y'all doing it. You setting the standard. Y'all putting it in every song. Y'all putting it out there everywhere. Like, I do this, I do that. Okay, now she asking for it. If you never say you got it, she can't ask for it. And even if she do, if you never put it out there that you got it, then she don't know whether you got it or not. Point blank period. Start saying that you require more than just a nice body. Because if you only put that out there, then that's all they think they gotta have. Point blank period. Women, same thing for y'all. Stop putting it out there that you just need a man that can handle finances and that can handle the third leg. Make sure he got some substance. Make sure he got some something in there besides what he offering you. Make sure he can do things besides buy you stuff. Make sure he can do things besides, give you some. Like, y'all gotta have standards. Point blank period. And if you don't have standards, then you can't be mad at what comes through your door. If you don't require a relationship, then you can't be mad when she leave and she talk to somebody else that got more than you because you didn't require nothing. Same thing with women. You can't be mad if you didn't want to commit to him and he talking to everybody out here. I'm just being honest. Y'all can't get mad when, somebody find what they've been asking you for all this time. And I see that happen a lot. Like there's a lot of men that are butthurt right now because they have had women that have asked them to do one little thing and they just don't do it. And they like, I'll get to it later. She ain't really pressed about it before, so I ain't doing it now. But she's asking you and you just like, nah, I'm not doing it. And somebody else comes sliding in the DMs or sliding, through the telephone line and start doing things that you don't do. And now her eyes open. And now she like, shh, Jim doing it with no hesitation, and I don't even like him like that, or I don't even know him like that, and I know you, and you ain't did nothing like that for me. And now she's starting to get all soft and look, she taking forever to leave, but she going. Trust me, she going. Stop relying on that. If I ain't can't have you, can't nobody, cause baby, she gonna find somebody. I don't care what you do, she gonna find somebody else that do it. Cause she's a woman first and foremost. So somebody's always gonna do something. Trust me. Ladies, same thing with men. Like, there's always a woman out there looking for your man secretly to get in out of that relationship with you. So stop taking for granted that, he ain't said nothing in a while about what you not doing or what you could have been doing. Because there's a lady that's gonna come around. So cherish what you got while you got it. Because we in them times where everybody out for something. So you better keep what you got or you better get something better or whatever the case may be if that's what you choose to do. But please understand, no woman is going to just be a housewife all day. There's no woman that's just going to just sit and just play mommy all day. Women want a bag too. Women want other things too. Women have dreams and goals too. We're not just a wife. We're not just a babysitter. We're not the laundry taker. We're not just the doormat. We're not just the chef. We have feelings, we have needs too. We have desires as well. And so if you're not going to step up to the plate, please allow whoever needs to have her have her. Same thing with women. Like, he's not just going to pump your gas. He's not just going to open doors for you. He's not just going to buy you everything. You got to come with it too, ma'am. Because there are so many women that will take your spot real quick with no hesitation. So, I mean, get it together on both ends. But I do want to say, like I said, to the men out there, that women are so much more than what they can do for you. And if you can't get that, then you need to look to the other side then. Because at the end of the day, yes, she can do things because she loves you, but understand she's doing it because she loves you, not because it's a part of her job description. Same thing with women. It's not part of his job description. He's doing it because he loves you. So if one day he decides not to do it, it's not the end of the world. Same thing with her. It's not the end of the world if she didn't decide to cook or clean today. If she decided not to, whatever. Because we have feelings, you have feelings too. But understand you do have to express them at some point in time for somebody to understand. They're not mind readers, especially for my ladies. Men are not mind readers by the slightest. They're very logical people, yes. So they have a little something about them. They know a little something. They know two plus two is four. They know that. But if it don't make sense to them, they don't understand it. So you got to make it make sense sometimes. Fellas, she a little bit of a emotional thing. You got to make her feel good to understand. So mm, make her feel good to understand. Like, I don't know how to explain it. And something I do want to share that I've learned in all that I have learned, ladies, if he is not making you a mother, a wife, this or that, sometimes and I'm saying sometimes, but most of the time it's not even about you. Like I said, men are logical creatures, so they think about things that we don't think about because we're like in the present, like how it makes me feel, how it makes me, whatever. And for them, it has to make sense. The math has to math for them. And if it doesn't, if they don't have their finances in order, if they don't have duties as a man in order, if they can't do what they're supposed to do as a man, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to marry you. They're not going to propose. They're not going to, spin the bag. They're not going to, want to have kids. They're not going to want to go on the vacation. They're not going to want to, um, buy the home. They're not going to want to buy the car, the shoes, the bag, the whatever. And again, that has nothing to do with you. So sometimes, ladies, you got to stop pressing him to do all these things, thinking that it's going to do something for him, knowing that he's a logical being. So if it doesn't make sense to him mentally, he's not doing it. For us, it feels good, so that's why we want them to do it. That they don't work like that. So they will never comprehend why that makes sense for you to have a baby right now. They don't see why it makes sense for me to marry you right now. They don't make see why it makes sense for me to, ball out on a wedding right now. They don't see why it makes sense for us to take vacation. Like they don't understand that because the finances ain't looking good, babe. We behind on some bills. That doesn't make sense, babe. Like we can't even make sure we ate a meal today, and you want to have a baby. We can't even take care of our rent, and you want to mm, buy a business, or you want to buy some hair, or you want to buy some shoes or some clothes. Like it don't make sense, babe. And for her, like it feels good though. It don't make sense to you though. It feels great that you do this, but it don't make sense to you. So y'all gotta get on understanding each other better and knowing that everything ain't about you. In a relationship, there's two people, so there it's not always about you. Trust and believe that. He might not be talking to you because it might be something that he don't want to put on you, or she might not be talking to you because it might not be something she want to put on you. She might not have said nothing because she didn't want you to get upset, or he might not have said anything because he didn't want you to, be in your feelings or whatever the case may be. But we do have to learn how to communicate. That's for like everything in life. Learn how to communicate. Learn how to communicate that it's not you while I'm mad. It's not you why I shut down. It's not you why I have a temper. It's not you why I beat on you. It's not you why I raped you. It's not you why, like, because that will kill so many things right now. We have so many people suffering for things that they didn't even do. But because nobody said that verbally to them, they are walking around here thinking it's their fault for a lot of things. Please do people the favor and free them of thinking that everything is their fault. Why you left, why you came back, why you, never came back, why you gave them up, why you didn't keep them, why you, did this, why you did that, whatever the case may be. Learn to accept, regardless of whatever relationship you're in, that everything is not about you. The reason why he doesn't trust you has nothing to do with you. It might have something to do with the last female or his mama or his daddy. The reason why he can't love you the way that you want to be loved might not be what you think it is. It might be he was never shown love in the home. It might be he never seen any of the guys around him really show love. He might not open up to you because the last girl he opened up to, she threw it in his face. I mean, I don't know. So learn to really have patience with people that you're in relationships with, and learn to date. And I do mean like actually getting to know people inside and out, and not just inside, um, or just outside, either or. Learn to learn people before you just jump in and have sex with them, because 9 times out of 10, especially for women, they're not going to be the same after they have sex with you. They're going to be emotional. It's I don't know what. You think they're emotional now? Have sex with them. Watch them be even more emotional. Watch them start spazzing out about stuff that they shouldn't be spazzing out about. Watch them start feeling entitled about stuff that they shouldn't be entitled about. Watch them start now magically putting together a relationship. Same thing with men. Like you gotta you gotta just know, like, it's more to things than just sex. Please understand that, and please move better. You can't just be out here having sex, bruh. If you're never intending to have kids, If you're never intending to have kids with that woman, if you're never intending to have a relationship with that woman, stop having sex with them. If you don't care about her, don't have sex with her. In her brain, you making her feel good means you care about her. That's what people do. Like, just point blank, period. Let's be realistic. So, hopefully, this is helpful for somebody out there. And again, how's dating going for me in this day and age or in this generation? It's not the best, honestly speaking, because there are a lot of people who have turned to the opposite sex, or the not opposite sex, the same sex, because of the things that have gone wrong in them dating the same sex, I mean the opposite sex, or things that have went wrong with people they know that are out the opposite sex, so they choose to be with the same sex. And I'm not coming for anybody that is with somebody that is same sex. So for those of us that are straight, that are looking for people that are straight, the pool gets slimmer and slimmer every time that somebody goes through things where they choose to be with somebody that we won't, in a sense. And so that slims down the pool, but also the fact that you have a lot of people out here that are interracial dating. I'm not saying is an issue, but I'm just saying for those that choose to be with the same race, that number slims down once people go outside of the race. Then you have that slim down when people start choosing to just be out here doing things. Then that goes down when people just choose to do things that are careless, and they end up, getting killed, or end up, with prison time, or whatever the case may be. And so that gets slimmer. So honestly speaking, right now in this day and age, if you're with somebody who really, ain't perfect, but they're doing what they got to do, if you're with somebody who, loves you, by all means, if they are doing things that, could potentially make your relationship get a little bit better sooner than later, stay with that person. Like, because honestly speaking, the dating pool gets more contaminated, more dirty, more ghetto, more unrealistic by the day, especially for the women. Like, men, there are women left and right, even if they are gay, that will have sex, that will talk to another man, even if they're not interested in it. They'll still, like, do some things. Strange for a piece of change, but that's beside the point. So, y'all got it. But women out here that are actually looking for substance, look, the pool is getting slimmer and slimmer. So if you find somebody that is worth it to just stick that thing out, do it. Stay with that person. But if that person is not worth sticking it out, cool, but understand that when you get back out here, it ain't too much left. Like, you got some quality men, but just like you be inside, they be inside too. So then how we find each other if both of us is inside? And then you got people on dating apps trying to do everything but date. So there's that. So keep that in mind. And as far as men that are out here, if you're not going to be as consistent as you was when you was in her DMs and she wasn't checking for you, don't even start. Like, don't even. If you're not going to put in that same energy, effort, and if not more or better, when you finally get her attention, don't even bother her. Leave her alone. Let somebody else that is willing to do all of that do that. But don't even waste your time or her time if you're not willing to do anything other than just get her attention. Or if you're not going to do anything other than just try to have sex with her. But you know that she requires more than just sex, so now you just settle in because that's the easiest way to get sex with her. No. Find you somebody that just wants the same thing you want. Stop, men and women, stop messing all these people up because of your selfish desires to only get one thing, whether that be company, or whether that be sex, or whether that just be somebody on your arm for the moment in time, but at the end of the day, you know that you don't want anything from them. Stop wasting people's time. Just be upfront, just be honest with folks, and if they choose to stay, that's on them. But at least you did your due diligence and you just let them know what it is from jump. So ain't nothing could be misconstrued, and you keep being honest. You keep being straightforward. So don't no lines get blurred. Nobody feels like they're in a relationship when they ain't, and nobody feels entitled when they shouldn't be. So again, men and women, if that ain't your man, that ain't your man. If that ain't your woman, that ain't your woman. And if you have no desire for that to be your woman, then stop acting like it. If you have no desire for that to be your man, don't act like it. So hopefully this helps somebody. And again, I'm all for relationships, but I'm just intentional nowadays, so that's where I stand. I don't have no beef with men. I don't have no beef with women. I'm strictly looking for men. I'm not into women. I just feel like me personally, they can't do anything for me because unfortunately, I am made for a man. I'm sorry. Like, I don't want some substitutes. I don't want no additives. I don't want no counterfeits. I want him fully. I don't want no additives and no nah. I don't want nothing nobody created in no lab nowhere. Mm-mm. I want kids. I want a real relationship with a real man and all of that wonderful jazz. So in order for me to get the things that I desire, I actually got to go the right route. So that's the route for me is men, and that's what it is. Okay. And what else? My biggest issue right now in dating, um, is really time. I will say that. Because for me, like I said, I make time. Well, people make time for what they want to make time for, but for me personally, it got to make sense for me to make time for it. I am by myself. I do not have any kids. I don't have any men, so I'm not bound to anything or anyone. So with that being said, I use all my time freely, and I don't work a 9 to 5 anymore. So I'm on my grind like anybody else would be. So, with that being said, if it doesn't make sense for me to schedule you in at a certain time and I could be, bearing my future, then I'm not doing it. But if it makes sense and you are benefiting me in a way that will benefit us both to make this time, then so be it. But if it ain't, then I ain't with it. Point blank, period. And I need somebody that's going to be consistent. If you're not going to be consistent, don't even waste the time. If you're only going to, be consistent in communication, but you're not going to be consistent in communication, actions, work, energy, and effort, don't waste your time. Trust me, don't. Because I will reciprocate that right back to you. I don't have a problem going to see people. I don't have a problem going to do for people. I don't have a problem liking you, missing you, do whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, you got to give me the time to do it though. Because if it's not mutual, then it's creepy. So sorry for those people that fall in love in one day. Sorry for those people who fall in love in one week. I feel like there's a different person for everybody. People bring out different parts of everybody. So every person is different. You might like somebody in a day. You might not like a person in a day. That's just what it is. So don't be like, oh, well, she went to go see that person, or she hung out with this person, or she let them take her on a date, but she didn't let me. It didn't make sense for me to let you take me on a date. I'm not that interested in you. Or if I am that interested in you, you've been inconsistent in a lot of things. So I don't expect you to be consistent in that. Like I don't set those unrealistic expectations that he got to do this, this, and this. But I do set those expectations once you start doing things that I can quote unquote expect. And consistency is one of those. And I feel like me personally, like my attention span is bad. So like once you got it, you better use it. Otherwise, I'd be then hopped in the lab and start more work. Point blank and period. Like, it's not an issue for men to do it, so why is it an issue for a woman to concentrate on her finances and the betterment of her and her dreams if, you know, the person that she's interested in ain't trying to put in energy and effort to make this something more than just something to do for the time being. I don't understand. And understand, like I said, if she's not taken or he's not taken, you don't have no control over who he talks to or who she talks to, or who she doing it with or who you doing it with. You should have locked it down. But I do think it's important for people to see people at multiple stages in life. I think a lot of people forget to do that, and that's how they get bamboozled or shocked or whatever the case may be because you only saw this person when they had a lot of money. You only seen this person when everything was going well. You only, committed to this person when they were, at the best of their best, but you didn't even see this person when they were mad. You didn't see how this person handled other people outside of their family. You didn't see how this person, handled finances. You didn't see how this person handled anger. You didn't see how this person handled their spirituality. You didn't see how this person handled their physical health, their emotional health. You didn't see how they handled stress, but you love them after they had a great day today. That's crazy to me. And then y'all go off and get in a relationship, and the one time they get mad and they start spazzing out, you think they crazy, but that was there all along. You just didn't give them a time to show you that. Give people time to show you all parts of them and not just one, not just a good side, because they do have a bad side. Everybody has the potential to be crazy. Let the right person come along and touch that one button, and everybody has the ability to, and especially for women, for guys that don't understand it, it's not that she doesn't want to commit to you. She sees how you lead things way before you lead her. And so if she sees that you can't even lead the things that aren't relationship wise to you, that aren't necessarily a priority to you, or the things that are priorities to you, and you mismanage those or you mishandle those, she ain't gonna trust you to handle her. If you can't make certain decisions, that will, benefit things, or, the right decisions, or if you can't, make sure certain things are taken care of, if you can't, do certain things as a man, she's not going to trust you to do it in a relationship. She's not. I don't care who you are, what you look like, and what you do. If you are not trustworthy, if you don't make her feel comfortable, if you don't make her feel safe, she ain't committing to submitting to you. She ain't. If she knows she can't trust you as far as she throw you, she not gonna do it. You can't force her to do it. You just have to create an environment where a woman feels safe, where a woman feels wanted, where a woman feels good, where a woman feels loved, where a woman feels appreciated, where a woman feels peace. She will do, she will fall into soft girl era so fast. I don't know about these other women, but I want to be in my soft girl era so bad. But right now I'm in my masculine era only because I have to be, only because I have to take care of everything, because it's only just me. But when it comes down to it and there's another person in the picture, babe, I am going to act like I don't know how to do nothing. And I ain't trying to say it like that, but when it comes down to it, if it's me or my man that pumps the gas, babe, he gonna pump the gas, because I've been doing it for a long time. I don't want to have to do it forever. I've been taking out trash. I've been, lifting boxes. I've been putting my bed together. I've been doing this. I've been doing that. So if he wants to come along and do it, babe, I am going to act like a damsel in distress and let you do it. And ladies, please take that note. Just because you can do everything does not mean you have to. So if he lightens the load, let him do it. That is in the benefit of both of y'all. That he has a woman that has calmed herself down enough to really just been able to just be able to look good, to be able to use her brains from time to time, and to be able to make him feel good and make herself feel good sometimes, and enjoy the life that they build together. That is great. That is absolutely great. I don't know who's opposed to that, but ma'am, get on the bandwagon. Because, yes, you can do what you got to do. But at the end of the day, when he makes it to a point where you don't have to do as much, you better take that offer. I get it. Everybody else played you. Everybody else did this, that, and third. That ain't got nothing to do with him. If he keeps showing you that he will do it day in, day out, if he keeps showing you that he has the potential to, allow you to relieve some of that, do it. But also reciprocate that for him too. Because he's a man. So he got plenty of responsibilities. Plenty of things he got to do. Plenty of things he got to be provider for. Plenty of things he got to be protector for. Plenty of things that he got to comfort. Plenty of like stuff he got going on in his brain, especially if he's a black man. So keep that in mind, ladies. So just as well as you can receive it, make sure you can give it too. And even if it's not to the same extent, give something. He bought you something for every holiday. Do something for him. Even if you can't buy it, do something for him. So keep that in mind, ladies. It's not just him doing everything, and men, it's not just her doing everything. And it ain't just a 50-50. Stop with the 50-50. I pay half the bills, she pay half the bills. If you're gonna pay the bills, pay the bills. If you're gonna cook, cook. If you're gonna clean, clean. Does that mean that she's the only person that can do it? No. Does that mean he's the only person that can do it? No. That means whoever is strongest in that, do it. And then when you need a break, they will do it. And sometimes y'all switch it out. You might not like the way he cooked, but god dang it, let him cook sometimes. You might not like the way that, she do some things sometimes, but sometimes you need a break too. You might not know how to make a bottle all the time, but hey, read the back of the instructions to make the bottle sometimes and let her go to sleep. She might not want to pump the gas all the time, but guess what? Sometimes she can pump her own gas. Sometimes she can get the door. Sometimes she can lift a finger. Because if you get her so spoiled to the point where she can't do nothing, when she stop doing everything, then you're gonna be mad. Same thing for guys. You do everything for him and he stops doing everything and you have to do everything, you're gonna get mad too. Because at some point in time, as much as you're a giver, as much as you're a pleaser, as much as you want for your man or your woman to feel like sometimes they don't have to do it, sometimes it's okay for them to know that they can do it and you're not going to be the superhero for everything. Because at some point, a lot weighs in and you get stressed and things happen and you get tired of doing everything. Just part of being human. Not everybody's going to want to do everything every day, 365 days a year. That's a lot on anybody. The strongest person, the weakest person, that's enough for anybody. That's enough to make anybody mad, sad, depressed, suicidal, leave, run, get angry and start beating things up. So keep that in mind. So hopefully this helped everybody who wanted to hear from a neutral standpoint, but also from a woman's standpoint in this generation, this era of what dating looks like, what dating is like. For somebody that has a brain cell that uses it, that doesn't just want people for money or any of that wonderful jazz, to hear that women are out there that do like that stuff, to hear that women that are advocates for men to be able to be appreciated as well. Just as we want men to treat us like queens, we should be treating them like kings too. They're not peasants and we're not peasants, so we shouldn't be treated as either or on both ends. They shouldn't be treated as the bottom of the barrel and we shouldn't be treated as the bottom of it as the barrel. At the end of the day, when it comes down to it, we're treated by that and treated like that in society enough. We don't need to come home to that. So keep that in mind. Share this with somebody you feel like can learn from this or can use something from this. And ladies, do a better job with communication and stop thinking that men just know everything that's on your brain cells, but also take into consideration sometimes you need to take time out for you, enjoy you, love on you, get you a bag, take care of the kids, take you a vacation every now and again, but also so you can get to a better you. Not necessarily just because there's something wrong with you or because nobody would ever love you. It's just sometimes you got to take time to get prepared for the next thing that's better than the last thing. And just because this thing is good don't mean there is never going to be something that might come along that's better. But please pray about it first before you leave the wrong thing. And then fellas, please make sure that you understand that she is not your maid, she is not your mom, she is not your chef, she is not your cleaning lady. She is your woman. Treat her as such. She is not required to do everything that you don't want to do or everything that you don't know how to do. Both y'all can coexist and both of y'all can put in some work. And please do not just do things to wow her. If that's not who you are, that's just not who you are. Find somebody who likes you for who you are. But please understand, fellas, that you are more than just a third leg. You are more than just an ATM. You are more than just good looks. You are more than just slaving to, 18, 15 hours days. You deserve love. You deserve comfort. You deserve peace. You deserve to be able to be heard. You deserve to be spoiled and treated like the king you are as well. So don't let these women tell you that you don't deserve it, because you do. Find a woman that will allow you to fall into, being a man, but also being, a man in a way that is conducive for you. Okay? Okay. Heal from the things that are causing you to be this toxic, abusive, angry man that you are, and then find you the woman for you. Women, heal from those things that are causing you to be the toxic, angry, bitter, or negative women that you are, and then find the woman or the man for you. Same thing for guys. If you choose to be with a guy, do your thing. And love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Until next time, peace.